Well, greetings to my wonderful students here in the first session of fall 2025. This is James Shelton, your instructor, coming to you with a video that's going to be a little bit longer than my previous video, and I appreciate very much you're taking the time to view these. There may be some helpful stuff in here for you as we continue through Getting Started Week. On this Friday, I would like to remind those of you that have yet to complete the Introduce Yourself forum that you have until Sunday. I did send out an announcement about this. You have until Sunday to write your own post and respond to two of your classmates. And the instructions for that you can find in the Introduce Yourself forum. Just clicking on the title will send you to that. What I'd like to do now, again, it's going to be a little bit longer, but hopefully not too long, is go through. I'm not going to go through every assignment in great detail. I trust that this being a 300 level course, I trust that you can read those instructions for yourself. But there are two forums each week that you are to engage with in this course. And you'll notice that here in the assignments tab on Canvas, these are broken into two major parts. One is spiritual maturity forums, and the other are video discussion forums. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to this very first one for week one and show you how these are, while they're not going to include the same questions, they are going to be patterned the same. Once you've watched the overview of spiritual maturity, we have three questions that we'd like for you to answer. And following that, we give you criteria. Now, as I mentioned in my previous video, I am a word count stickler. So if it says, like this one does, and actually all of them do, 250 words, your post will be graded on content, grammar, spelling, and punctuation. You must directly reference course resources in order to receive full credit, i.e. the books in the course, the videos in the course, something related to those materials. Now, this post, and I cannot stress this enough, is to be submitted by each week by Friday, by the time your head hits the pillow. If it's 1 a.m., 2 a.m., when I wake up in the morning, if your post is there on Saturday morning, you're going to be good to go. However, if your original post is not posted before your head hits the pillow, late Friday night or early Saturday morning, you will receive no credit for that original post. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and the reason for that is this takes the place of our classroom engagement. If we were in a physical space, these forums step in where we don't have that in class opportunity. So these forums have that. So I'm going to extend grace. I'm going to extend it for Getting Started Week and for week one. But once we get to week two in this course, we're going to be abiding by that. You must have your original post in to the forum prompts by Friday night, early Saturday morning before your head hits the pillow. Okay? And then your response post. All right, you're to have that in by Sunday. So you've got a couple of days there. You have the weekend to submit that. Now, there are no word counts on these. All right, but if you'll notice, and I believe they all say this, note, remember, your response should be more than, I like what you said, or I said the same thing. It must be a substantial response. Okay? So you can take the time to read this for yourself. You can see that one of your classmates is already engaged in this assignment. Okay? So those are the spiritual maturity forums. Okay? What we're also going to have each week are video discussion forums. So I think we all understand that in order to do these video discussion forums, we need to have watched the video the video teaching, the video lesson from each week. Again, you're going to see the same things here on this. And again, all of these are at least 250 words in your original post. Now, if you're looking for a word count, if you're looking for a goal on all of these, I would say that if your response is less than 100 words, you you may be able to do these three things down here. But I would shoot for between 75 and 100 words in each of your responses. Okay? All right. So, again, for the spiritual formation, in this discussion forum, we're asking you to go on a scavenger hunt and read 3 or 4 websites, definitions, or explanations of spiritual formation. Give us the links. To the websites you visit, and also try to find different websites from the one your classmates use. I know that's going to be difficult. I am going to use Ian's post here. He has already submitted his response, and these are a part of next week's work. So there are some of you that are working ahead. That's fine. But if you look down here, after he gives his responses, he gives the references to them as well. Okay. So thank you, Ian, for that. And the only reason I shared that, I would normally not share students' work without asking them first, but all of you have access to this post once you have completed your original. Okay, so those are the discussion forums. Now, there are also written assignments. And so, what I'd like to do in the spirit of time and understanding that we're all very busy is remind you of your chapter quizzes for your readings each week. I'm going to click here. And these are over your readings. Now, week 1, so that we don't get confused, because getting started week is different. Week 1 begins next Monday. So that would be the 25th of August. Okay. So if you're working ahead, great. But certainly you don't have to have this week 1 quiz in by this coming Sunday. This will be due by the 31st, the Sunday before Labor Day. All right. So again, they all follow the same format. It's over the readings for each week. You'll see the readings will come from your 2 textbooks, After You Believe and Soul Feast, and it contains multiple choice and true false assessments. Once you begin the quiz, it is timed. You will have an hour to complete it. It will be submitted when time has expired. So if you start it, you get busy, you get interrupted. Try to find a time where you can set aside appropriate time. If it's over an hour before you come back, whatever grade you have will be that grade. So we have a reading quiz for each week. You'll see those there, and then your first paper, and I'm going to do probably this will be the end of the video, but I again want to stress how important it is for you to be connecting with your pastor. If you are a pastor, interview one who's a peer, a colleague, or your overseer, like in your church government structure. If you have a bishop or like I have a regional minister in the Christian Church Disciples of Christ, that kind of thing. The interviewee must be a pastor, not a deacon, not a Sunday school teacher or other lay person. And as the instructions suggest, if you don't currently have one, let me know, and I'll connect you with a pastor who you can indeed interview. You can meet. It would probably be better to meet in person, but with schedules being what they are, you can certainly email the questions that are here in the assignment to the pastor. Okay, so you can see the word count for this is 900 words. It does need to be double spaced with 1-inch margins, and your name should be at the top of the paper. All right, and I'll let you read the rest of that. And we basically have laid it out for you here, and then you'll give a response to the interview after you detail the questions. Okay, this is a week 4 assignment, but you really need to start thinking about it now. Okay, go ahead and get that pastor lined up. Maybe even get these questions emailed over to the pastor, or set up a time to meet with them, because week 4 will be here before we know it. Okay, So this is your first major written assignment in the class. It is due week 4, so I wanted to share that with you. And one other thing, and I'm going to come back to the final 2 written assignments in another video, probably tomorrow. Your week 5 spiritual practice, you may be saying, that's week 5. I've got enough to do between now and then. But I do want to point out to you that as part of the spiritual practice essay, okay, you'll go down into the assignments. And though this is listed for week 5, the actual work for this project needs to begin in week 3, okay? Look at part 1 right here. For 2 weeks, practice this spiritual discipline, the spiritual discipline that you have chosen. Okay, and there are instructions up here. Scripture reading, Lectio Divina. If you don't understand that phrase, it will become very clear very soon for you. Fasting, um, simplicity. There are all kinds, silence, solitude. There are going to be a lot of things for you to choose from. All right. So you can do this weeks 3 and 4 and then write your paper. Or you can do it weeks 4 and 5 and write your paper if you want to. You just need to for 2 weeks, even if that means you begin it, next week. That's fine. But practice the spiritual discipline daily. You keep a daily journal about your experience, and in your daily journal, in 1 to 2 sentences each, we have 3 questions for you to answer. Okay. So keep that journal. It can just be an actual journal, or you can type it up on the computer. And then in part 2, after 2 weeks, you're going to submit a report of your experience on Sunday of week 5. And basically, we're laying it out here in 3 parts. All right. First part, in a 2 to 3 sentence introduction, explain the barrier and corresponding discipline you chose to practice during the 2-week period. You're going to come to understand what that means. A barrier, obviously, you know what a barrier is. Something that keeps us from something else. So if there's a particular barrier in your life, which discipline are you engaging in to help with that barrier that keeps your spiritual formation, maybe, I don't want to use, for lack of a better word, stunted or not growing. Okay. All right. So you're going to write about the barrier and the corresponding discipline. In the second part, put all your journal entries in, type them out. In the third part, in 2 to 3 sentences, conclude your report with what you learned from this experience and how you can apply it. Okay. Now, again, 900 words, 1-inch margins, double spaced, a Microsoft Word document. I know some of you use Mac. There are very easy tools to convert files. I don't want a PDF file or a text file because I can't edit those. These really do need to be Microsoft Word documents. And I would encourage you that if you're not sure how to do the converting a file, check out our online writing lab, our OWL here, and I would encourage you to do that throughout. The online writing lab is a wonderful tool for you, and I want to be sure that you know about that as well. So I don't want you to miss out. Okay. All right. Well, I thank you. I was on the campus down in West Point, actually Lynette, at Spring Road Christian Church last night. I was part of the alumni choir that sang at the inaugural convocation for Dr. Stacy Bartlett. And it was a joyous time to be back with my Skyhawk family. And again, I'm very glad to be with you through this course. Thank you for taking the time to watch these videos. I hope they're helpful. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out, james.shelton at point.edu, or you can email me, message me here on Canvas, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I will be back with another video, most likely tomorrow. If not, the video will be up by Sunday, detailing the other two assignments that we have, the other two written assignments uh, towards the end of the course. But again, God bless. I'm glad to be on this journey with you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.